So I'm delighted to be joined by Treaty United captain Marc Ludden. Mark, how are you?
I'm good, Rob. Good. How are you keeping?
Good, especially after Friday. I'm in a good mood.
Yeah.
It's 2-0 win at home to Finn Hearts. How would you reflect on that game?
Um, yeah, it was a big win, Rob. Obviously, there's still a potential chance of the playoffs, and it was all important that we went out and did our job, which was to get the 3 points. Thought first half we should be 1 or 2 nil up, but we were still kind of only in second or third gear, and then in the second half we very much turned it on. Obviously, the penalty comes at a really good time, and obviously we scored at just about, thank God. And then we really kind of the pressure was kind of off, and yeah, the lads played some lovely football. So it was great, really good night. And obviously then to come in at the end of the game and to see or hear that Bray had bet Athlone, we need favors now to have any chance of making the playoffs. And obviously Bray did us a favor. They still have a chance to get in the playoffs as well. So there's kind of us, Bray, and obviously Athlone are in that spot right now. So it's great. It's coming down to the last 2 games, and it makes it interesting. Do you know?
Yeah.
A few weeks ago we were 9 or 10 points away or behind in the playoffs, and we were just making sure that we weren't going to let the season just fizzle out because it's too important. So look, we give ourselves a chance. We play against Galway now on Saturday, and then Waterford the following Friday. At least we have something to play for, and let's just see what happens.
You got your goal on Friday evening. I have to ask you, where did the chicken celebration come from?
The chicken celebration came from a bet I made a long time ago with my friends, Derek, and he said to me if I ever got a hat trick that I'd need to do the funky chicken. So I thought it was the safest bet going. And then obviously I scored 4 goals against Cove for Galway, and the funky chicken came out. And more recently, I've just been kind of thinking, well, I mightn't have many more games or goals in me, so why not have a bit of crack about it? Life's too serious. So yeah, that's why the funky chicken comes out. The lads get a good old laugh out of it, and look, it's all good. It's all good fun. It's all good fun.
Win on Friday night keeps the playoff hopes alive. As you mentioned, did you think we would have been in this position a few months ago when the side were in a bit of a poor run of form?
Um, I said this in a few interviews over the last few weeks. Like honestly, and it's not me being biased for Tree, but I do feel that we probably should be in the playoffs already this year, Rob. I think we've kind of left a lot of games behind us or conceded soft goals where we should never have conceded. Um, and it's funny because the first 2 years we probably didn't play as much football, but we're getting results. And this year we probably have been playing, especially over the last kind of the since the mid-season break, have been playing some really nice stuff and maybe not always getting the results that we should have and deserve to get. Like I look at the Cove, Bray, and Wexford, those 3 games over those 3 weeks where we were down in Cove, and we should have been 1-0 up at halftime, maybe two. We come in at 0-0 and we lose that game in the 95th minute. We then go down to Wexford, or no, Wexford come to us, and we're 1-0 up, and we're cruising, and then Lee gets a harsh second yellow, and we lose that game 2-1, and then the Bray game we're 2-0 up, two poorish goals to concede, but I think one was definitely offside, and we draw 2-2, and we score a goal that, from what I hear from the Bray lads, they were saying that it was definitely on. And that was tight. So, those 3 games alone, never mind the other games that we left behind, would have got us into a place where if we had done the results that we've done over the last few weeks, we would have been in the playoffs already. So that's yeah, it's not great, and only ourselves to blame. As I always say, the table never lies, but at least we're giving ourselves a chance, and like that's all. I think the fans and the club all know that we always leave it out there, and we're doing that, and let's see what happens on Saturday, and let's see what happens up in Finn Harps against Athlone, and then we go from there.
A very strong Galway side home next at the Markets Field. What would it
Yeah.
mean to get a win in terms of the playoffs?
Oh, well, to be honest, Rob, we have to win. There's no two ways about it. If we don't win, you know, it's just it just makes it very, very difficult for the playoffs. We have to at least get a result, but realistically, to put serious pressure on Athlone, we have to win on Saturday, and we're coming against like the league champions. I think they're 20 odd points ahead of anyone else in the league, and deserved winners. Like they've been really, really good, and even yesterday against Bowes, like they really put it up to Bowes. So it's going to be tough. The only great thing is it's at home, and um, it's all down to us now to try and get the result and see what happens down to the last game of the season. We have to win really on Saturday, in my opinion.
Yeah, you've played against Galway a good few times now at Treaty. Do you enjoy playing against Galway, considering you live in Galway, you work in Galway, you played for Galway the majority of your career?
Uh, like, yeah, I suppose it's always there's always a little bit more of an edge in that game because there's so many Galway lads and also Limerick lads in in the Galway team. But I'm playing against a lot of my friends or a lot of lads I played with for the last 6, 7, 8 years. So there's always that like healthy competition that you kind of want to have the bragging rights. It's not really about beating Galway or Galway beating Limerick. It's more like you know, me beating Colm Horgan or me beating Stephen Walsh and Colm and Stevie beating me and Enda and the like.
Yeah.
So it's a bit more of that. But they've always been close games. They've always been very, very close games. So um hopefully this time we owe them one in fairness. We've been close a few times against beating them and I don't think we've beaten them yet. So maybe Saturday. But let's just get a game plan together with Tommy on Monday and Wednesday, and we'll see what happens.
With the season coming to an end in the last two games, players will be looking at towards next season. Have you an
Mm-hmm.
idea in your mind about where you'll be next season?
Uh, for me, and I suppose my at my age now, Rob, it's kind of I always wait to the end of the season and kind of make my decision as to what's next for me. Um, so I haven't made any decision here or there on that. All I can say is like I've absolutely loved my time with Shrita over the last 3 years. Um, um, but it's a case of I need to see whether travel, work, and all that. If I can make that commitment to play League of Ireland, I might just play for Treaty. So for me, it's a case of I'll finish up the season, see where we end up, and my focus is entirely on making the playoffs. And then after that, I'll I'll talk to Tommy. I'll obviously talk to my wife, and we'll make a decision based off that.
Yeah, like you're traveling down from Galway. Does it help with the journey down from Galway to training and matches that you travel with, say, Conor Wynn and Enda Curran? I'm not sure if you actually do, but does it help that you're traveling down with kind of your mates like down?
Oh yeah, big time. I've known Winnie and I've known Enda since probably the guts of 15 odd years. So yeah, we always have good crack and Steve Christopher, and then we also sometimes carpool with Adam Lennon and Connor Barry because they're coming from Athlone, so they're coming right past us. So there's a good carpool going down, which always makes it that bit easier. Um, and there's always good crack in it. There's always good crack in
Yeah.
the carpool. So yeah, it makes it easier. If it was just me going down every week, it's a tough slog.
What message would you have for the people in the Limerick and Midwest region to come out and support the side against Galway on Saturday?
Please show up. I think even on Friday there was a good atmosphere, especially in the second half when we got motoring. We've been playing some really really nice football, so they're definitely going to come and get entertained, and then it's all up to us. Can we get the ball in the back of net and get the big 3 points? But uh, this club and this team has done immensely well over the last 3 years, and it's a case that like we need the support in probably our biggest hurdle of those last 3 years, try and make that playoff. It'd be great to finish off, with three playoffs in a row for such a new club and for a club that's that doesn't have the same budget as the rest of the team. So, if you're free, please come down and support us.
Lastly, I have to ask you about your signature throw-ins. Where did you, or how did you find out that a long throw, or was it just practice?
I get asked this a bit, and I actually don't know the answer to this question, Rob. I know when I was playing with Merview, Rory Gaffney also had a really long throw, and we were just kind of messing about, and that kind of then transpired to kind of the two of us doing long throws, and ever since then it's just been kind of a thing. But did I ever practice long throws? No, because I didn't really realize that it it was a thing, to be honest. Like, Rory Delap obviously was doing it in the Prem, but it wasn't really used that much. When you actually see a lot of the first division teams now would use long throws quite a lot. Like, you have like Ed and Killian Bruder for Galway. I think the left back for Longford last week, he had a decent throw as well, and the fella in Wexford has a good throw. So it's becoming more and more of a thing. Um, I'm not actually personally a huge fan of the long throw. I'm more of getting it down and playing it, but it does cause havoc. And I feel we should probably score more from it. But yeah, like I wouldn't actually be a big fan of the long throw. I'd be more trying to get it down and get playing. But look, when it works, it works. I think the penalty came from a second phase of a long throw last day. So um, yeah, for us football lads that don't really want to be doing long throws, it seems to have worked out in our favor on Friday. So we'll take it.
Mark, thank you so much for your time and best wishes against Galway on Saturday.
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it.